I think seeing other people's budgets in real time is really helpful. So I'm letting you see my budget in real time. So with that being said, let's just dive into my income and we'll kind of break it down. I never look at my income before these videos. I'm paid by the hour and literally punch in, punch out. So it varies a little minute to minute. And then we also have like holidays and stuff, which throw things off. So I have a couple different sources of income that I'm going to walk you through. This is my budget that I use. It's available, linked down below if you want a budget like me. Let's go ahead and dive in. I was paid $2,073.64 from my W-2 job as an occupational therapist. I work in acute care, and like I said, I'm paid hourly. I also made some money dog sitting, and what we do with money that we make when Jake and I dog sit, because it's like shared work, we put it towards a shared fun expense, which for us is travel. So I made $312.92 dog sitting. I think there was $12.92 in my Venmo account, so we're just gonna count it towards dog sitting. And I don't have an other category, so I'm putting this under social media, and we'll go back and add an other category later because there's gonna be more dog sitting. And then before I forget, I'm just gonna go ahead and assign this to my savings account for that. This just tells me and my budget that that money is spoken for. It is doing the job of being in my travel account, which currently says it has $512 in it. The next piece of income we have is Jake's job, and he just contributes $2,500 every single month to our living expenses. So we just let him do that. And then we have one more piece of income, and that is money that I made on social media. I was paid out for my YouTube AdSense this month. So I'm just gonna log in and see what that is. My AdSense, I just go ahead and take half of and leave half of it for my business expenses, and then obviously taxes. So I take half the money I make from social media and pay myself, and that goes straight to my student loan. And then half of it just sits in that checking account to pay for those expenses. So I made a total of $168 from social media, but we're gonna divide that by 2, which is $84. It's gonna go straight to my student loans. If you've seen one of my videos, then you know that the first thing I do every single time I get paid is make a student loan payment. And we have $800 to put towards my highest interest loan. So let's go ahead and log in and do that. Okay, currently my balance is $73,118. So I'm gonna put $800 to start, and then we're gonna make another $80 payment that is my social media money. We're gonna do those in 2 separate payments because I'm difficult and I just like to see. I like it. I like the organization. Let me live. Okay, you're on my video. Don't tell me what to do. It's looking like I might hit a $60,000 balance in February if I am lucky. The only thing that we're missing from this month is my work contributes $200 directly to my student loans, but that happens at the end of the month every single time, and we're not quite at the end of the month yet. So that's an extra $200. So in total in the next week, I'll be putting $1,080 to my highest interest loan. And then I always advance my payment. And now I have an $800 pending payment towards this loan, which currently has a balance of $9,568. So it's going to get down into the 8,000s. And then we're going to make another $80 payment towards that loan too. So I've gone ahead and paid $884 to my highest interest loan. What's crazy is that is an insane amount of money. Absolutely ridiculous. I would never spend $800 on anything. And I'm like buy plane tickets and stuff, but $800 is like a big purchase that would make me be like, oh, do I want this purchase? And yet here I am, just dropping $800 like it's nothing. And the reason is because it's budgeted in, and I honestly don't even think of that money as mine, especially because I pay it first. Like that does help me feel like, oh, just gotta get rid of it, gotta check that box. But it is just a crazy amount of money. So let's go ahead and track that I put $800 to my debt, and that is from my extra payment, and then I put the $4 to debt. So when we look at debt over here, the only thing I'm missing is this $200 work contribution, but like I said, that doesn't come till the end of the month. And then my car loan, the first payment isn't due until February, so we'll talk about that in February. We have about $4,000 left to assign, but we're going to eat through a lot of that really quick because one thing I didn't do with my first paycheck this month is make a payment on my mortgage. It's not my mortgage, it's Jake's mortgage. I do like to show you guys our combined like income so that you can see how we fund our lifestyle, because I show you my lifestyle and talk about my lifestyle, but looking at this, let's kind of see what our life actually costs. So $3,047 to the mortgage. That probably happened on 1/1 to be honest, but we're going to assign the money. This is a necessary expense. Great, that's assigned. And I think other than that, we have assigned all of our money. So I have $903 left to assign. Have I really done everything? And I am not going to touch that money. I am just going to let it roll over into the next month because my car loan is kind of factored into that, and we're going to let it ride. We're going to let that be a buffer for the year, and we'll call it a day. It is nice to have done most of the work on the front end and assigned a lot of these other categories earlier in the month with my other paycheck, because then this time it's like, okay, make sure the mortgage is paid and we'll call it a day. And then it's really easy to go here and just be like assigned, 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 assigned. I haven't spent out of every category. I honestly am a little behind on tracking my expenses, but today is the day that I track all my expenses. So I'm not actually that behind. I just didn't do it before I did this video. But everything has been assigned, which means it all is accounted for, and I know that I have money set aside for it. That is super helpful because it just helps me know that I have financial security this month, and then having a little buffer is perfectly fine because that just buys me more financial security next month. And then when I spend money and it comes from my expenses, I can see how much is left over every single month, and I leave that money in that leftover bucket for the next month, and it actually rolls into the bucket for the next month too. So I can continue growing like little savings pots of money, and this ends up turning into, for the most part, a buffer in my checking account, right? If I don't spend out of my checking account, then it's just buffered. If I end up like saving too much, that means that I budgeted incorrectly, and I can downgrade that budget a little bit. And this is my second year budgeting like this, so I am anticipating a little bit of this, but I'm excited to see how these buckets kind of play out. If you were following along last year, you know that I switched my budgeting strategy kind of mid-year because we were not budgeting together, but realistically, we started looking at our expenses as more or less combined and our income as more or less combined. We keep our money in separate accounts. And so I switched to more of a combined budget halfway through the year. The money in the buckets didn't filter out because I didn't have the right picture for them. But now they're perfect. You won't be hearing excuses from me. No, but realistically, I really like doing this because A, I know that everything is accounted for, and also I can handle variability. If something is more expensive for some reason one month, it doesn't blow my budget. I'm just pulling from the bucket that I've saved in other months. And then it also helps me manage variable bills because I can budget based on the average and build that bucket in the low months to have for the high months without having to budget really differently every single month or budget for the high month and then just spend less in that category. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about where my money went this month, and I think that you should follow me if you want to see where my money goes every single month. And also, if you're still watching, then I value your opinion, and I would like you to let me know. I'm thinking about vlogging again. I think it's gonna happen. I just need to decide where to house that. If you guys want to see those as like extra videos on my channel here, I think I can make it fit in because it's like showing my lifestyle, but I also am considering starting a different channel that I can filter some of you that are interested in that too. I really like having one hub, but I also just want this to be like a cohesive hub that makes sense. Let me know what you think, if I should just post those videos to this channel or when I start vlogging again, if I should make those on a new home. There will be travel vlogs, there will be camping vlogs, hiking, and just like my lifestyle overall. So it's a little bit niche, but I think I can tie it into the money portion too. Let me know if you want to see more of my life and if you want that here or if you think it makes sense on a different channel. Just let me know. And yeah, that's my second budget video of this month. I think we've answered all the questions, and I'll see you guys next month.